Hey YouTube, JC18904 here on how to clean an '04 Traxxas tmaxx. Now this is our best friend Jason's tmaxx, and what I want to do is simply use dish soap on it and an old toothbrush and Q-tips. Now I got two toothbrushes, got one full length and one cut down halfway on the bristles. And what you want to do is simply first is start on your springs and shocks is what I want to do. I want to simply rub it like this so I get inside of the spring and on the shock reservoir. As you can see, my bristles are touching the shaft inside the spring. Just simply make sure that you clean the whole spring, because you do not want that spring to rust or get binded up with dirt or something. Just make sure when you turn it that it looks clean all the way around. Now I want to do at the bottom of the shocks also, running it back and forth in there like this. Then I'm going to do the other one same way, and just repeat this process all the way around on your tmaxx. You want to make sure you get all that out of there so your springs do not rust or break due to dirt and water and stuff like that. Now this soap will not hurt the outside of the springs any, because what this soap will do is it'll leave a coating on side the springs, and it'll keep them looking brand new. Now you can repeat that process all the way around on your back and front springs if you got those springs like this one has. Now next I'm going to do the servos. Now first I'm just going to go over like the top part of the servo connections where the rods connect, especially down in here. Now I'm going to take a Q-tip, a clean one, and run it down between the servos like this. Then we'll take and break the end of it off a little bit. Then simply try and stick it down between there a little bit. If you have to, you can try and trim it, but it can be a pain if you don't get it right. There we go. It went down in there. It should look alright. And just make sure they go over all sides of the servos. Make sure you get your wires too. Now these can be a pain to do with the wires being in the way. What I'm simply doing is just getting the chassis here around the bottom part of the servo. Now I'm going to wrench my brush off again. And get all around the fuel tank best I can. once you get that side pretty good, make sure you get your battery box also. And after you get that pretty well, make sure that all the dirt and stuff in between, like all your components in here, is clean. Now I'm going to use a Q-tip on them, because you do not use the brush for one, because too much on that. So what I'm just simply do, take the Q-tip, go like this around on the brake piece, real lightly, not too much pressure. Just get the dry shaft also in there and around the edge of the frame. Now that could be a little tricky to do around the transmission also, because I don't know if you can see that. I'll also let you see that. That's kind of dirty back in there. So what I want to do is just simply take the toothbrush again and push it back in there like this, around the bottom of the hose connection on the muffler. And simply go all over the back of the muffler with this. This is just for getting in around the bottom of that transmission. Just simply take a paper towel like this, push it back in here with your finger behind the muffler, and just simply run it a couple of times back behind there. Make sure you get that dirt out. And if it's dirty, paper towel might turn black or yellow. Now after I do that, I'm going to simply go all over this part of the chassis. Now I'm simply going to take this toothbrush, run it back in here behind the muffler. I'm simply just going to do this a couple of times. Clean the base of the motor around this piece. Now just slightly go over your hoses. Make sure, by the way, that your hoses are not touching any part of the muffler, because that can get hot and it can make your hoses explode. Now I'm going to do the back shock tower. Now this could be a little trouble to do because there's wires there. You just want to go over that real lightly with the brush first. And after you do that, make sure you do the motor with the brush like this. And comment, like, and subscribe. Stay tuned for part 2.